Better keep it down, babe.
Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I am Jason Laporte. As always, my man Zach Partridge is here with me. How you doing, sir?
What up?
So you're driving back from Moab?
Yeah, this is a different backdrop. I'm not at the studio. I'm in the truck.
So you kicked the wife and kids out of the truck. You made them go play at the park.
I didn't kick them out, but I thought it would be a good idea.
So today we brought on a really special guest today. I'm super excited to have this guy on here. He's been around the Utah MMA scene for, we'll just say, a long time, right, Steve?
I'm 16 years now.
So we're welcoming Super Steve Siler to the podcast. How's it going, man?
Going good.
So you got a fight scheduled for November 14th at Maverick Center.
Yeah, finally. Been waiting to fight in Utah for almost 5 years now.
So were you scheduled to be on the PFL for this year?
No.
Okay. So this is kind of a homecoming fight then for you.
Yeah, it's well, I wanted so I started my career a little over 15 years ago at the Maverick Center, back when it was the East Center, first fight of the night. And a little more 15 years later, it'll be last fight of the night at the Maverick Center, same building, same place.
Love it.
Freaking cool, man. And you're fighting a pretty big name as far as locally. I mean, it's about as big of a local fight as you can get. But
Yeah, I mean, I've cornered against Bobby once when he fought Nate Kersley. I've seen him fight, once, maybe actually, because I had to miss the Sampson fight because Trevor had to go get married that day.
okay.
Yeah, so I ended up missing that fight. But I've seen Bobby fight once, and he looked good.
He's a good fighter, and I think you guys, it's a really fun matchup for you guys. Was it to come back and fight in Utah? Was it just find me somebody and I'm there, or does it have to be the right guy?
No, I didn't care who I fought. I just wanted to get a fight, hopefully as soon as possible. And Cody's the first one to hit me up, and yeah, first fight I saw, I took.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome. I like it. I don't know if you know this. I'm going to be fighting on your undercard.
Yeah, I saw that.
So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun night. You see, I feel lucky. Do you like fighting towards the end of the night? You feed off everything, or how's that work for you? Because I'm used to my last fight. I was the co-main event, but it was like an amateur still fist card. Now I get to be like one of the first three fights, and I'm super pumped. I get to sit down and go watch the rest of the fights.
I mean, I don't really mind either way. I think I'm a little bit older than I used to be, so I go to bed a lot earlier nowadays. So we'll see how that adjustment works for me.
There you go. Yeah, it's gonna be a long night.
Yeah,
exactly.
What have you seen that as far as like the evolution, especially in local MMA here in Utah? Like you said, you started 15 years ago. You were fighting. I was looking at it. You got freaking over 50 fights, but I was looking in 2007, you fought 8 times around here in Idaho, Ultimate Combat, stuff like that. Guys don't fight 8 times in a year anymore.
Yeah. Those were the good old days, man. I enjoyed those times. I was able to fight all the time. I didn't have to worry about making weight or not, because for the most part I was walking around my fight weight, so I didn't have to cut weight or nothing, and just hop in the cage and have fun.
What do you think your experiences on bigger shows does for you when you're opposed to coming back and fighting home? Like, you fought in the Ultimate Fighter, UFC, World Series of Fighting, PFL. What are those like compared to fighting in local shows?
You know what? I don't think it'd be much different. I've always been pretty calm anyways, and got very little nerves. I've always been able to have fun no matter how big the show was. So I don't really think whether it be the highest show or the lowest show really didn't really matter to me, because either way, the other guy across the cage is trying to punch me in the face, and my job is to go ahead and have fun and punch him back.
That's right.
What was the experience? Excuse me. What was the experience like being on the PFL? Because you were on there. You did 2 seasons, right, with them?
Yeah, I did 2 years. I mean, I enjoyed it more than the UFC even. The guys backstage, everyone from the high ups, Ray Safo, and everyone like that treated me really well. Had a good relationship with everyone back there. They paid better. Everything was just way nicer than the PFL. So I enjoyed the atmosphere, and it wasn't too much different than the UFC, other than the shows were a little bit a lot less people.
Yeah.
But either way, like it was a very enjoyable experience for me.
You had another Utah guy on there with you too, Sean O'Connell, right?
Oh yeah,
That had to be pretty awesome because you were both.
Ramsey was on the second season too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ramsey's on the second season too.
Well, he was on the first season, but then he got knocked out, and they knocked him out of the whole season. So Ramsey was on the season, both season with us.
All right. There you go, Zach.
Yeah.
I can see you now.
Do you feel like that's a model? Oh, sorry. Do you feel like that's a model that's going to get more popular with like the PFL and stuff? It seems like fighters enjoy that style of like the idea of the season and the tournament and things like that.
It was nice because we always knew the dates we were fighting no matter what. Like the UFC was always hit and miss. If they gave you a date, that date was always pretty certain because of the fact that they could always find a replacement opponent. But you never knew if you were going to get a last-minute call or, what date you're fighting. So you kind of had to always stay ready. Where PFL, when we needed a break, we knew exactly what dates we were fighting. So I enjoyed that a lot more. But I was someone that never really has been injured before, where that format doesn't really work as good when people do get hurt because then people fall out and the whole point system doesn't quite work as well because then you have someone coming in with no points that has a disadvantage. So it's a lot harder to keep up that way. But it's better for someone like me who doesn't get hurt because then you always know what days you're fighting.
What do you attribute that to? Because I like I said, I looked up your record and stuff. You never even missed a year. Like you fought multiple times every single year since 2005.
No, I'm just lucky. I've never, it's definitely luck because I've definitely taken some shots in the gym or, been hit. But I've always had good training partners who I've trusted. I've been around majority of the same guys: Court, Ramsey, Brock, Dane. A lot of those guys have been very consistent. We've brought you guys in, but I think we just always train smart.
Okay. So you're training over at the pit, right? With Court and Ramsey?
Yeah, I'll go there. And we'll have like random people come in. We had even Steve Sharp came in a couple of weeks ago. Jason South came in.
Yeah, they're both on the card too, right?
Exactly. So we'll get random people coming in. And then I'll go to Dane's gym down in Provo where, Mitch Ramirez has been coming in both to the pit and down there with me. Sula has been going in with us. Been having a lot of good training partners for this camp. I've really enjoyed it.
It's freaking awesome, man. What we've had since we've been doing this podcast, we've had multiple tough alum on the show, and some mixed reviews whether they liked it or didn't like it. Did you like being on The Ultimate Fighter?
No, I'd never want to go back.
That was the general consensus, I believe, wasn't it, Zach?
There's only been only one or two few. Yeah.
Yeah, there was one. I think, wasn't it?
Deanna
liked it. Didn't Tyler like it too, or no?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, there's no way you could like that show. It's living with 15 other dudes. I always worry about them messing with your stuff. Away from your family, away from. I'm a huge sport fan. I literally watch every sport there is. They took all that away from me. It was during like the NBA finals, NHL finals, like everything was going on. I had to miss it all. Take it away. I couldn't talk to my, at the time, girlfriend, now wife, at all. Had no idea what was going on. I had one of my little cousins actually passed away while I was on the show. Didn't know about that until I got back. I had my first niece was born that time frame. I had a lot of stuff going on all in that time frame that I missed out on, but it was worth it because I made the UFC.
Yeah, and I mean, you were on a pretty epic season. That season probably is probably one of the best classes, if you will, that produced the most high caliber UFC fighters is from your season.
Oh, yeah, it's because 35 and 45s, they were established in the WC and some bigger, bigger talent, but they didn't have it in the UFC. So it kind of had an advantage starting out that season with the good core of people already. To go in the house.
Did you size up the competition early on and feel like some of those guys were going to make deep long run? I mean, like TJ Dillashaw, he's arguably one of the top, if not the top bantamweights ever.
and I didn't have to worry about him because he's a 35er.
Well, you didn't have to worry about him, but just saying like, man, this guy's gonna be really good around for a long time.
I was a little shy. I knew TJ would be good. I didn't know he was gonna be as good as he became. I didn't know Bermudez would become as good as he was. I knew Caraway would. There's, even guys who didn't make the house. Jamie Rivera didn't even make the house, and look at he's top 10 bantamweight right now. It was a definitely talented season, man. I knew it would go a long way just from the fights getting to the house.
Yeah, that was crazy. What was it like with the coaches? Have you stayed in touch with your coach at all?
No, I didn't actually. I got along better with Bisping than I did Mayhem. Mayhem's freaking off his rocker.
Isn't he in jail now?
That.
I think he's in jail now, isn't he?
He's been back and forth a few times. I heard he did recently get in trouble again. But I had a better relationship with Bisping than I did Mayhem once the show got started, and I was able to fight on a couple cards with him after the show. So
very cool, very
Heck
cool.
Yeah.
Well, I've always been a big fan of yours. It's been fun to watch you. I mean, you and Court McGee are probably the two biggest names to come out of the state of Utah. So I think it's gonna be
Berkman.
And I mean Josh Berkman, of course. Yeah, he had a good game.
There's a lot bigger names.
But I mean, there's a lot of people. But I mean, you had 50-something fights, and all three of you had good showings on the Ultimate Fighter, obviously. And Court won it, but I think I'm really excited at the opportunity and the honor of fighting on an undercard of something that you're main eventing. So it's gonna be a really fun time.
No, I'm looking. Like I said, the whole night's gonna be awesome. The honoring Will Ferrar, who's been he was one of the best guys in my life. He helped me out more than anyone would ever know. He sponsored us for a lot of years in the UFC, and he helped keep Throwdown or the Pit Elevated open for a lot of years to keep us core guys together. He was such a great guy, and they're doing a show to honor him. There's no doubt I couldn't pass that up. I had to be on that card, and then I made very sure to Cody, Bowler, and everyone that's the card I needed to be on.
Hell yeah!
Very, very cool. Do you have What are your plans after this fight? Win this fight, and then what?
Can't say nothing yet. I do got something lined up. My manager does have a thing kind of seems to be pretty locked in, but nothing too big. Nothing, no UFC, no PFL or nothing. Just another organization that's going to be, hopefully pay me good enough where I could hopefully go part-time working TSA right now at the airport. I wouldn't mind going part-time again and focus a little bit more on fighting, but we'll see.
Cool, man.
Heck
well,
yeah,
when that announcement comes, we'll have you back on. We can talk about that.
Steve, do you have any sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah. I got we got the Spa Bros. They hooked it up with a hot tub, and I got my wife was able to get the hot tub she always wanted.
Sweet.
She wouldn't stop nagging me. Finally, we got a good connection with that.
Happy wife, happy life.
Tell me about it. But yeah, that's the biggest one. I'm definitely looking for some more stuff, especially for this fight. I haven't had a chance to really focus on that yet, but I have a few spots open if anyone's looking.
All right, that's
very cool. We'll share this and get this out there for you then.
Yeah, we'll definitely put it out there. Well, I think that's it, Steve. Man, we just wanted to get you on here, talk about your fight a little bit. I'm super stoked to see you fight because I was there on your first fight, so I've kind of followed your career all the way through. So it's going to be an honor to watch you throw down in the main event, man.
Yeah, it's been a long one, man. Especially if you count the Ultimate Fighter fights to get into the house and all the Ultimate Combat ones. Some of them not even on the. This is fight number 60 for me, so looking forward to it.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is. Right on, man. We'll let you get back to the family. Thanks again for taking time out of your day to join us, and we'll see you November 14th.
Perfect. See you guys.
Right on.
See you.
Boom. End the broadcast. Let me